Happy pumpkin dance. Not so good. I'm going to face my nemesis again. I know that's not how the professionals do it, but it's how I do it. Oh my god, exciting discovery. Hello everyone, welcome back to another allotment vlog. Today I'm in the greenhouse. Ooh, different starting location, not the shed. Look at me, go. And we're here after work, so I've got till about 7:30, 8 o'clock till the sun goes down, to be honest, but I don't want to be here that long realistically. If you're new, by the way, my name's Emma. This is my greenhouse on my allotment plot in Derbyshire, Sheffield, on the border of Derbyshire, Sheffield in the UK, and it is currently April, so it is prime gardening time. And yeah, I've come after work today. It's a nice day. It's been a nice week actually. Everything needed a water. I'll go into the greenhouse stuff in a minute. We've had some casualties, but I'm still feeling upbeat. So yeah, we've got a few jobs to do today. The main job we're going to do is seed sowing. I've brought my big old seed box, and this has got all my vegetable seeds and, you know, not flower seeds in here, and I've also brought my beans, my sweet corn, basically everything. I've brought everything, and we're going to go through and we're going to sow everything that we've not already sowed because the weather's fine. I've got a greenhouse, it should all be good in the hood. So that is what we're going to do, and that includes my favourite thing, pumpkins. We're sowing pumpkins today. Happy dance, happy pumpkin dance guys, happy pumpkin dance. Now, pumpkins. Little intro. I am a spooky season lover. Love a spooky season, love Halloween, love watching the kids get dressed up, love carving pumpkins, love going pumpkin picking, love it. Love putting Ted in a silly little outfit, love it. And so I'm very excited to sow all my pumpkins. Woo! My chicken almost fell over. Right, so what have we got? We've also got some other April things that need sowing. Oh, let me show you the casualty. So a couple of vlogs ago I sowed my brassicas. Now I've got one tray which is doing absolutely fantastically, if I do say so myself. Apart from the cauliflower all year round, that doesn't want to grow. But I might re-sow some of these that are missing. But that tray, doing great, doing fantastic. This tray, not so good. Basically, I think what happened is I left the lid on this and they've damped off. I didn't leave the lid on the other one. So the plan is to re-sow these. I've got time, they'll grow quickly in this climate and this weather that we're having. The rest of these are doing okay, apart from my kale is not having a good time. None of my scarlet kale germinated, so I'll have to redo that. But everything else is doing fine, all my onions and stuff in there, doing great. So we'll just re-sow them that didn't come up. But yeah, today is going to be heavy on the sowing, hence why I've started in the greenhouse, so I don't get distracted and forget. These really need to go in. They need to go in. Let's have a look. Blooming heck, there's a lot of stuff in here. My squash section is particularly fat. So what I'll go through these, I'll pick out what I'm going to sow, and then I'll get to sowing. I also might need to bring in the extra shelves from the shed. I think I might actually definitely have to do that, so maybe I'll do that now. Now let's pick the seeds out. Let's do what I actually want to do. Let's pick all my seeds out, get sowing, and then yeah, we'll come back to you in a minute. I don't know where I'm going to put all these pumpkins and squash. There's a few. Right, let's get into the varieties. I've got all the seeds out that I'm planning on sowing. So let's do squash first, because that's what I'm most excited for. So a few oldie but goldies. We're doing Baby Boo and Jack Be Little. These I had as climbing pumpkins last year, and these were the only pumpkins I got, and they were very teeny tiny. They were very teeny tiny, but they did grow. So I'm going to try them again. These are nice to grow up your archway because they're good at climbing and they're only small. Obviously you can't grow a giant Halloween pumpkin up an archway, but these nice to grow up an archway. So I'm doing those again. And then we're getting into the newbies because I've not sowed any of these before. Actually, I tell a lie. I'm going to do uchikikuri. We managed to grow one of these at home last year. I mean, we grew a plant and it grew one of these, one pumpkin. So do that again. And then we've got Turk's Turban, just looks fun. We've got Crown Prince. This is a classic. This is, I think, the most recommended for eating. Monty Don likes a Crown Prince, so do that. And then what else for eating? We've got Honey Bear Squash. We've got a squash called Ficta, which is a bit like uchikikuri apparently. We've got Butternut, classic, and we've got Tromboncino, which again I'm going to try and grow up an archway. And then we've got this one, which is called 100weight, and this I really want to be my Halloween pumpkin. Please be my Halloween pumpkin. This makes a really big pumpkin, and supposedly it also eats nicely, like you can make pumpkin pie out of it. And I did actually make pumpkin pie last year and it was delicious. So hopefully that'll be a good one. Now, where all these are going to go, I'm not sure, because my plot is not set up for squash really. It's nice to have a big open plot if you're going to do squash, but I'll try my best. We can also nab some of the space off my dad and his partner's plot if we need to. So put some squash. So they're all my squash. I like to do my squash in little pots rather than module trays, just because then you don't have to move them on so quickly. And then because they grow real big real quick, do squash if you're new to squash. And I'll put in 2 seeds per thing, just in case one doesn't germinate, and if they both germinate I'll either split them up and put them on, or I'll just take out the weaker child. So guys, do your best. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it and start sowing. I think I'm gonna have to de-jack it because it is once again roasty toasty in this greenhouse, so let's get on. Could be here a while. Oh my goodness, look how big these Crown Prince seeds are. Oh, they are chunky. I think I'll just have to do 1 per pot of those and just hope they both germinate, I suppose. These are also absolutely ginormous. Okay. I don't know what I'm getting myself into here. I don't know. I think because I didn't grow a pumpkin last year, like a Halloween pumpkin, I've just gone all out this year and I'm like, right, well, we're going to grow the biggest one we can possibly grow then. It's fine. I've like doubled my enthusiasm. Also, just a little side note, when I'm planting seeds like squash seeds that are quite flat, I plant them on their sides so they're long and thin in the soil rather than flat. And that just helps stop them rotting a little bit. Just a little handy tip. I'm sure you all know these, but in case you don't, I thought I'd tell you. Pretend to be educational. All the squash are in. That was a mission. Right. God knows what I'm going to do if they all grow. I've got a couple more cucumbers to pop in. I thought I had some like mini pickling cucumbers, but I can't find the seeds for them, so Lord knows what I've done with them. But I've got some gherkin cucumbers, which I did last year, and they actually made amazing gherkins. We've still got some in the fridge actually, some dill pickles. I'm going to do them. And then I'm going to face my nemesis again. I'm going to do cucamelons again. I sowed these, 3 times last year, and then they got eaten by slugs. I don't really know what happened. They just never came to anything. So I'm doing them again. and if they don't grow this year, it will be my last year doing them, and I'll admit defeat. People say they don't taste nice anyway, but do you know what? I drink a lot of gin and tonic, well, gin and lemonades, and so apparently they're nice frozen in a gin and lemonade, so that's why I want to try them. And also I like things that are supposed to be big but they're little, and I feel like cucumber melons are just tiny little cucumber. Do you know what I mean? So I want to grow them. Okay, and we've got a polytunnel this year. Polytunnel dance. Got a polytunnel this year, so hopefully I can bung them in there and they'll grow. So I'm going to do them. As I said, I thought I had more cucumbers than this. I'm sure I had more. I'm sure I had more cucumbers, but alas, they just seem to have disappeared. Where are we? Cucumber melon. Cucumbers or melons? No, don't know what I've done with them. I thought I had some lemon thingy cucumbers as well, but I don't know. Maybe they've just disappeared into thin air. Maybe I forgot to put them away. Because I thought I had some lemon. Nope. They might have expired. I don't know. Don't know what I've done with them. Anyway, right. Cucumber melons and gherkin cucumbers, and I am just going to put them in this tray because I've got space left in this tray, so I'm going to put them in there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is sweet corn. Now last year I did grow sweet corn and I got 1 or 2 harvestable cobs. But this year I am doing them a bit earlier and doing more of them because I really liked it. Sweet corn is one of them things that you sort of forget until you can't harvest. Like, I don't think I put them in. No, I'll tell you what happened. I know what happened is I did a first lot, not all of them germinated, and then I left it too late because I'd run out of sweet corn seeds to do the next lot, and then they just didn't grow. They didn't have enough growing time or something went wrong. Anyway, I've got 2 varieties this year. I've got Incredible F1 and Summer Glow F1, and I read the backs of these and I think they're quite quick. Cooler, wetter soils, okay. Anyway, yeah, all good. So this is what I'm going to go for here, and I'm doing 3, 6, 9, 12 of each because I've got these trays. Ideally sweet corn like to go in nice long things, but this is the best I can give them because I've not got enough toilet rolls, so they do well in toilet roll tubes because they get long and you can just plant those straight in the ground. They don't like their roots being messed with, but this is what I've got, so this is what I'm going to do. To be honest, I'm not going to move them on from here until they're ready to go out, so I'll not be messing with their roots anyway. And I just find it so funny that sweet corn seeds are just sweet corn. If you didn't know, sweet corn seeds are just from sweet corn. I'm just going to do 1 per cell, and hopefully these will come up. So now it's on for courgettes. So courgettes are one of those things that if they do really well, they do really well, and you'll never want to see another courgette in your life. But if they don't do well, you wish you've sown more because you only get 1 courgette per plant, and that was last year. Last year we only got we did get a lot of courgettes for us, but not a lot of courgettes in the grand scheme. So I'm doing a few varieties. Sam, turn off now if you don't know, Sam's my partner. He blooming hates courgettes. And he really hated them after last year, but I quite like them and my family quite likes them, so I can give them away if I grow too many. So let's go. I think I've got 5 varieties here. 1, 2, 6 varieties. 6. Yeah, I don't know what to grow them in. What shall I grow courgette in? Pots again? Blooming heck, I'm not prepared and I'm getting hungry. It's my tea time now and I've not eaten since lunch, and yeah, I'm getting hungry. So courgette varieties, I've got courgette Summer Sun F1. I must have seen this in the catalogue and liked it, so I've got that one. I have got Green Bush, Black Beauty Classic, courgette rondini. I grew these last year. These are great for stuffing with stuff. Ambassador F1, I've no idea what that looks like because these seeds from Grow Seed were sent to me and they don't have any pictures, so that'll be a surprise. And do you remember last year? If you've been watching since last year, you might remember. I grew some courgettes and I had them in a bed and they were growing with sweet corn because I was trying to do the Three Sisters thing, that didn't work. And I accidentally cut the whole stem of a courgette gourd. I don't really know what it was. Green gourd, I think it was. And I have 2 seeds left of my green courgette gourd thing. And so I'm going to sow them again. And hopefully we can redeem ourselves. It was growing fantastically and it had a little green gourd on it growing, and then I just chopped the stem because I was on a mad mission trying to clear it up, and it was very sad. It was a very sad day. Anyway, hopefully I'll have redemption this year. R.I.P. the green gourd that could have been, but you might be reborn. Might be reborn today, who knows. Courgette are in. The last thing I'm going to do is re-sow this brassica tree. Whoopsie. Because it needs re-sowing. And I'm actually running out of compost, so we'll see if we get to sow the beans today. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just going to re-sow my brassicas that have died. I'd like to sow some more, but I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. Yeah, I think I just left the propagator lid on these, which I thought would help them germinate, but apparently not. Apparently they just got a bit too wet and then didn't want to come up, which is a bit embarrassing as a plant, do you know what I mean? Oh, it was too wet, it was too wet. Sorry, too wet. Anyway, we can re-sow, no problem. No problem, guys, don't you worry. I love cabbage, so I'm happy to re-sow you. I actually don't love cabbage. So I've done my re-sowed the brassicas. No harm done. I'm growing all wedding flowers this year anyway, so any vegetables are a bonus. These are my beetroot that I sowed and they've all come up, and that's great and fantastic. Well done, beetroot, you are doing brilliantly. Love beetroot, so easy to grow. Not an issue. But I've got 2 other varieties that I'm gonna sow in the remaining tray, in the remaining modules, so that then these can go out when they're ready in a couple of weeks, not be long, and then these can be growing, and then I'll refill this side with more beetroot, because beetroot is one of them things you can succession sow throughout the whole season basically. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clump sow them again. This is how I grow my beetroot now. It's just easier. You sow them in a clump, you put them out as a clump, and then they shove themselves out of the way. They figure it out. And I'm going to do 2 rows of goldeneye because it honestly looks more interesting, and 1 row of boltardy. Just a succession sow because I've already got room in my tray. I don't know. Woo. So I put 3-ish, sometimes 4 in each thing. And then let them all grow up together. And they do just fine. In fact, do I want to do boltardy? No, I don't want to do boltardy. I've done boltardy before because it's Mr. Charles Dowding's favourite variety, but honestly I wasn't very impressed with it. Whether I just didn't grow it properly or what, not sure, but I'm just going to do all of these golden ones because quite frankly they look more fun. And if you don't know, that's how I judge a lot of my growing, is how fun it looks. I know that's not how the professionals do it, but it's how I do it. So that is just about everything sown. There's a lot of stuff here. I wanted to sow my beans, but I've run out of compost. So I'll have to sow those. They don't mind if they go in a bit later because they're like a late autumn crop anyway, so that's fine. I did all the things that needed to go in. The sun's gone in, made it a little bit chilly, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit chilly. But I have my second early potatoes to go into my potato bags, and I could do my main crop as well, but maybe I'll wait for my main crop because they don't need to go in. And then I'm going to plant my sweet peas next to my sweet pea arch. That's a nice job, isn't it? Oh, I feel a bit shattered now I've done all this sowing though, I'll not lie. It's a tough job. It took me, how long did that take me? Near enough an hour and a half. Wonderful. Right, so. What am I doing? Potatoes. Hello, down there. I'm doing my second early potatoes. You might wonder why I'm doing them down at the shed end of my plot rather than the end that they are destined to be at outside the greenhouse. And it's because there's a lovely man and a woman on the plot behind the greenhouse, and I don't want them to ask why I'm talking to myself on camera. There you go. So this is why you get this lovely angle of me. My second earlies are Maris Pear potatoes, and for my reference I'm doing them in the purple and cream bags, Emma, future Emma, just so you know. I think I've said before that I'm doing my potatoes in bags just because I need the room for the flowers for the wedding. So everything that can be in a container and not in a bed is going to be in a container and not in a bed. Next year I'll probably do them in the ground because I think they do better in the ground, but for now the good old rainbow bags are back out. I'm going to put 3 in each, which means I'll have some left over, but that's fine. And in here, if you're wondering why I've got compost for these potatoes but not compost for my beans, it's because this is like really crap, horrible, cheap as chips compost, which potatoes don't mind. But for my seeds, I prefer to do them in a bit of a nicer mix. So the potatoes get the crap compost, my seeds get the good stuff. I'll come back with some another day. So I'll put these where they were, at the back of the plot, next to the greenhouse with the other potatoes, and then I'll do my main crops another day. Can't be bothered to do them today, and they'll be alright, wait another week or so. Okay, so one of the last jobs I'm going to do today is to put my sweet peas out. Some of these have sustained a little bit of damage in the car. I'm hoping they'll be fine, and not all of them popped up, but we've got old-fashioned. These ones wiggling about in front here are from our friends in France, Tracy and Brudo from French Farmhouse Diaries. They gave us those seeds, and then these are called Giant Wave. So I'll probably do a mixture of both on each side of the archway. But first off, the bed that they're going in, both beds, needs weeding. So I'm going to spend a good 20 minutes weeding both of those beds because I'm weeding the plot anyway. Or do I just weed that bit where the sweet peas are going? And then weed the rest another day because it's getting a bit dark now. I don't know if you've noticed. Let me start weeding and see how far I can be bothered to do, and then we'll put the sweet peas in. Oh my god, exciting discovery. Don't know if you can see, but that's an nasturtium coming up. Because I had nasturtiums in this bed. Ooh, self-seeding. Exciting. I almost dug it up because I thought it was a weed, but it's not weed, it's a nasturtium, so I'll leave that one. Excited. That is the sweet peas in. I don't done a slightly better job on this side second time through. They look really weedy at the moment, but I'm hoping they'll bulk out now they're in the ground. We're not forecast any more super cold temperatures, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they should be okay. I did also weed these whole beds. I was just going to do the bit there, but I thought, no, do a job properly. So I've weeded all of the pea beds. I have got my peas at home ready to go in there, so maybe next week I'll bring those. Look at the garlic, it's having a great old time. Yeah, those beds are ready for whatever the day brings. So in terms of weeding, off camera the other day at the weekend, I weeded from the back down, and then I've just weeded these 2 beds, so then I've got the rest to go. I've been weeding the paths as well, so it all looks super neat and tidy like at the back, and then I'll carry on as and when I have time going this way down the plot. The new plot I only need to do bits and bobs of, because I did a full big weed the other day. The other day I did a big hoe over and mulched them and everything, so they're not too bad. But yeah, these beds are just waiting being weeded, which I will do. It just takes so long and it's not exciting to film. So these are my autumn onion sets, which are not sets, seeds actually, and I don't know whether to move them. I'm tempted to move them, you know, into the onion bed because they're just taking up space, but I don't know if you're allowed. I'll have to Google that, or you can tell me on the vlogs. The tulips are sort of dying off a bit now, which is good though, because my cosmos are getting ready to go in, so that's a good thing. Yeah, it's going okay. I thought I'd have more time to do more stuff today, but it's just got ahead of me, and it took me about an hour to weed those beds, and then it took me about an hour and a half to sow all my seeds. But let's go and see the seeds. So this is everything. As I've said, I've run out of the right size of propagator lids, so they don't really fit, but they'll keep a bit of heat in. So they're all on there. What are you? Oh, they're my other brassicas. I've put them over there because that's in the shade, so hopefully that'll stop them crisping up too much. I reseeded my scarlet kale. That's all fine, that's all fine, they're all fine. These can be pricked out in a bit. You're an imposter, excuse me. No. Reseeded there, put my beetroot in. These are my herbs. Look how great that coriander and dill are doing. I'll put those out on the plot soon. These have come up a bit, but not a lot. They're not doing so well, these herbs, so I might have to reseed those as well. But the parsley's doing okay. Red basil's doing okay. Mint is just coming up. We've got 1 Thai basil. But yeah, I'll just reseed those. It's not a problem. But yeah. And I started in the greenhouse, so I may as well finish in the greenhouse. Thank you for watching the short and sweet vlog today. It's, have I got mud on me, or is that on the camera? Is that on me or the camera? It's me, obviously. Short and sweet today, to be honest, because it took me so long to plant all the pumpkins and the squash and the courgettes and the sweet corn and the brassicas. lot of sowing, but that's good. That's exactly what we want in April, and I've left it as long as I can reasonably manage to sow, so they're not too early and they're not taking too much space. I've tried to take everyone's advice to be patient and wait, so I've done that, and I've got my second earlies in. That's a good thing. Do you like my earrings, by the way? I made them, and they're available to purchase on our Etsy shop, which is down below. Just a little plug there. But yeah, thank you for watching today's vlog. Sorry it's been short. I thought I'd do more, but I just haven't. So there you go. And it's dark, and Sam's rang me and told me I've got to come home for my tea. So there's that as well. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the home vlogs, where I'm keeping you up to date on all the stuff in my greenhouse at home, like my flowers for the wedding. That's all at home in the home vlogs, weekend vlogs, so watch those. And I will see you in the next video. Leave a little pumpkin emoji, because we're all excited for pumpkins. Everyone loves a pumpkin. Pumpkins is such a great thing to grow, and we've started it off today. So leave a little pumpkin in the comments. Let me know what squash you've sown if you're a gardener. If you're not a gardener, don't worry about it. That's fine. You can just be nosy at what we do. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Love you. Bye. Oh, subscribe if you've not already. Subscribe. Goodness me. Now we can go. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.